Hi, my name is Tiago Vard from Daily Beats and welcome to another video of the FL Studio tutorial series. This is the third video of the beginner series, and in this video we are going to talk about plugins and start making music in FL Studio. So let's go. So in this video we are going to talk about virtual instruments and also adding effects in the mixer. So in the last video we talk about how to import sounds and how to make a small or a drum loop. In this video I'm going to go through those same concepts without explaining them in detail as we did in the last video, and we are now going to add virtual instruments to the track and then sending those same instruments to the mixer and then mixing, adding some effects and some stuff. So let's go here at dailybeats.pt. If you go to www.dailybeats.pt, you will find there a sample pack page, and you can download these sample packs for free. And we have a drum kit, and let's grab here drum kit to the drum rack, or a kick to the drum rack. I want this one. So let's make it 98. Okay. Let's grab a hi-hat. Now I want to add some swing, because these back-to-back kicks are tutum and tutum, and I want more tutum to give it more swing. So we are going to crank up this swing meter. I like here, I think. I like this, but let me grab this and delete here and only have some of these in specific points like this. Okay. Okay, so now let's start sending this stuff to the mixer. Okay, so kick for the first one, snare to the second, and so forth. Now let's name these. As you can see, I'm very fast renaming stuff. I just clicked F to F2 and it opened up this dialog to put the name. As you can see, the better you understand the
the program, the fastest you will work with the program. So I recommend you start memorizing the shortcuts and using them, or forcing yourself using them, so that you can speed up your process. And instead of doing one beat and 1 hour, you can do 2 or 3. Believe me that you can speed up a lot your process or beat making process when you start understanding and using shortcuts. So what I want to do here is lower the hi-hat. So I will hold the control key and select these two and lower them. And also I want to put this one more to the left, or to the right, excuse me. This is one already. This one here, hi-hat 2, is already panned to the left, and or a little bit to the left, and I want to pan this more to the right. One thing that I want to do here to add some realism to the loop is to go here, and in this, by the way, to move in or zoom out and zoom in, you can hold click and hold the control key, and with your mouse wheel scroll the wheel, and you will zoom in and zoom out of in the section that you want. So what I want to do is, in this back-to-back kicks, I want to lower the volume of each back-to-back kick, so that we have a more dynamic, let's say, a more, how can I say, realistic bounce in the kicks. So let's listen. Okay. Now I want to add some distortion to the kick, or maybe I can do that later. So first let's go, I'm jumping ahead, let's go and import some virtual instruments. So FL Studio, it has a lot of good plugins and virtual instruments and sample based and some synthesized. I really like the sample based. So what you can do is, with this, in this plus button, click here and it will show a list of all of your plugins. You can click one and it will open in your channel rack. One that I like and I want to use is this one, FL Keys. And first let's go and put this loop in the playlist like this, and let's have 16 bars. Select those 16 bars, and now I want to add a new pattern here with 4 bars for the melody or for the piano. In this case I will program the piano here, the piano roll. This is a new concept of the piano roll, and to introduce notes in the keys that you want, you have to right click here and go to piano roll, and this will show up in will show this piano roll where you can add your MIDI notes and stuff. So one thing that I want to do, I want to check, is that when you have a fresh install of FL Studio, or you are starting using your FL Studio, if you go to here, notes, highlights, you will have this. Maybe this, I don't remember which one it is, but you will have either this one or the black notes. As you can see probably here in the video, the black notes will have this gray or grayish tone to it. So all the way through the piano roll you will have the white keys in a lighter color than the black keys, and this is for you to distinguish between the keys that you are doing. For example, if you are working like here, you don't have to follow like this to know which note you are in, putting your MIDI note or MIDI information. So it's easier to work. And one advantage of this concept is that you can go here to this triangle, helpers, scale, highlights, and you can choose whatever scale is in this menu. So one scale that I want to use for this project is the minor, and I will choose this one, minor pentatonic. And as you can see, now the notes or the colors are different, meaning that the notes that are in the scale of minor pentatonic, in this case C minor pentatonic, will be highlighted. So this one, this one, this one, here, and back to this one. So let's go C5, D sharp, F, G, and A sharp, and back to C. So these are the notes that compose the scale of C minor pentatonic. For example, if we switch here, go here, scale highlighting, and go to probably major pentatonic, as you can see, for example, this one, D sharp, does not belong to the scale. So in order to be inside the scale, we have to lower this one, and this one, you know. And it's a nice way for you to stay in scale and for your songs to sound pleasing, to I don't want to say sound pleasing, but to stay inside of the scale. This is a very nice way of working. So what I want to do is have chord progression, and what I'm going to do is select. Remember that here in the piano roll we have 4 bars for the melody. So in pattern 2 we have 4 bars selected, and as you can see, the notes start appearing here each time we have a clip of this pattern. So what I want to do is have a chord in each, let me delete here, to have a chord in each bar of this pattern. So what I'm going to do is just go up, select the notes, and do like this. As you can see, this one here does not belong to the chord progression, or better to the scale. So I have to lower this one here, and we can listen. Let's listen to the notes. They sound good. Let's put it here down. You see, and it creates tension. It's a way for you to create tension in your songs, is to go a little bit out of the scale. But in this case, we don't want to create tension, we just want to stay inside of the scale. So let's do like this. And now I want to go up again. Let me check this one. It doesn't sound good, so maybe I can increase like this. Let me check. Okay, I like this. And now let's go like, maybe like this. Let me check. No, like this. Okay, and now I want to go down here in the scale, so let's listen in context. Let's open up the playlist and go from pattern song or pattern mode to song mode. And now, as you can see, we have this green arrow, and if we play we will listen both the patterns. It's not the best melody ever. Maybe I will try a different thing here. Let me try this. Okay, no, I don't like it. Okay. Or maybe we can go out of the scale, let's see. We are creating tension. Works nice here. So as you can see, this is a very basic loop. Maybe you could use it in a song or not, I don't know, but that's not the point. The point here is to show you how to implement or how to import plugins and start working. So one thing that I will do is lower the detune, okay, and put this piano here in the mixer and call this piano. One thing that I will do is to add a bass line. So I will open up this one here, 3XOS, which is basically 3 oscillators in one plugin, and I will lower everything. As you can see, this is very low bass, and I will add the bass notes. For this I will just copy the bass notes like this. And also, if you don't see these bass or these ghost notes here, you can go here, help, and ghost channels. If I disable here, you will not see the other MIDI notes. This is very nice. It's one of the nicest, one of the features that I like a lot in FL Studio. As you can see, we placed notes here or created notes here, and we can now see them here in other channels in the piano roll, which is nice to create, because we now know which notes were played in each bar, which is always nice to know. One thing that I want to do is lower these notes here, because they are very high pitch, and I want to lower them. One way is that I can select everything holding down the control and with left click in the mouse and select everything and lower manually, or I can simply control down and it will shift down 1 octave. And let's listen. Add this to the mixer. Let's call this bass. Okay. It's a little bit high. One thing that I want to do is to change here, give more grit to the bass, but it has a lot of high frequencies. So what we can do is to cut some of the frequencies, and we are now going to the process of adding effects to the mixer. And it's really simple. You just select the channel that you want, and you start adding effects. Here is a very long list of effects. I have some from other companies instead of FL Studio. The natives are here also, and I use a lot of native stuff from FL Studio and also other third-party plugins. But you can do a lot of stuff with the plugins that are included in FL Studio. So let's use only the plugins from FL Studio. I want to add this parametric EQ, and here we can solo this space, right-clicking here in this green button, and we are now just listening to the bass. And what I want to do here is create a low-pass filter. And this basically works like this. This is a EQ, which you can boost or cut in a specific frequencies, or you can cut decibels in a specific frequency. Let's say here in 921 Hertz, you are cutting minus 12.5 dB. I'm seeing how much here in the hint bar. You can see when I hover over here, you can see that I have minus 12.5 dB at 909 Hertz, which is equivalent at 39%. And also you can boost, and here you have the same parameters, boost and cut the frequency. Let's cut the frequency here, and this is the Q, which you have a very low Q or very high Q. As you can see, this is for very specific bands of frequency, and this is for broad cuts or boosts also, as you can see. So let's reset everything, and here at top you can have different types of bands. So let's say I want like this, or like this, like this. You can go through all the bands and just see what type of bands you have, and here is the order of the band. So let's say I want like this, and here you can select how harsh or how strong the effect is. This is steep 8, and this is gentle or steep. Is the type of order that you have for the specific wave or specific type of EQ. So in this case we are going to cut. I want this type of shape or type, and I want to cut, meaning I'm creating a low pass filter, meaning that only the low frequencies will pass. That's why the name of low pass filter, and the high frequencies will be cut. As we play now, you see that a lot of the high frequencies were cut. Now we only have the low frequencies, which was what we wanted. And if I open up, okay, so maybe around here the type, I can do a more steep curve or more broad or gentle curve. I want here a steep, and like this you can adjust the parameters. And the best way to start understanding EQ is to mess around with it. So I encourage you to mess around with the knobs and start doing some loading some sounds and start messing around with them and see how or what effect is causing the plugin is causing to the sound. Is the best way to learn. So in this case we are doing a low pass, and let's listen everything. To enable or to disable the solo, just right click here, now we can listen and feel the bass, and we don't have or listen that high frequency I will call it noise because it was not sitting well in the mix. And now, as we can see, we have a more balanced song or loop. One thing that I want to add here is to the piano, I want to add a reverb. Reverb is basically noise that you add to a sound to give a sensation of space. So let's say I want to add to this reverb, I want to add to this piano, so let's listen to the piano solo. And now let's add some reverb. I will increase the size here, diffusion to the maximum. I will lower the bass because I don't want low frequencies in the piano. As you can listen, now it seems that we have a space around the piano. And this is a stereo separation. I want the effect to be full stereo. And I want to add a little bit of delay. Let me exaggerate. This is the stuff that you will listen. So if you don't have delay, right at the moment that the sound starts, you will listen the reverb. With this, you will see that the sound starts, and after, let me check, 300 milliseconds, you will listen the effect of the reverb. Let's listen. You see that dun, dun. This is the effect of the reverb with pre-delay, so we don't want that much. And let's lower a little bit. This is just to give a little bit more of space. I want to do the same for the snare. And now we can see more. In the snare is more, we can perceive this effect more. So let's solo the snare. Again, using the same stuff, the same configurations. At this time I want just a touch of the reverb. I don't want that much as I did in the piano. So I wanted to add some distortion to the kick. One thing that I talked in the previous video or tutorial was to group stuff. So one thing that I want to do is to group all the drums in one group, in one track. So let's call this drums, and what I want to do is select all these 4 channels. I hold down hold the control key and select all these channels, and now I want to send them route to this track only, and now they will only play here. So if I mute this, you will not listen any of these channels. Okay, so one way to stay organized is to place this channel here between 4 and 5, so that we know that all these channels go to this one. So what we can do to move this channel around is to hold or click the Alt key, hold that, and with the arrow keys just moving around, and it will slide this channel between the channels that we want. So let's listen. Okay, and then I want to add a little of some distortion to this channel. So let's go here and use this one here, or maybe let's go with Wave Shaper, which is the native distortion, or Wave Shaper, which allow us to add some distortion. So let's listen. And this line represents how or where the sound is at. So let's click here, right click here to add a point, and now we can add a curve and start adding distortion to the sound. Okay, now it's louder. I will have to lower a little bit. Okay, and that's it. We have a small 16 bar loop. First I want to name this. Let's call this drums, and this one thing that we can do, we have here the piano and the bass, so we can do is to call this piano and this one here bass, and just right click here and split by channel. And what this will do is split the two instruments in each own pattern. So now I can go here and like this select, and we have now a pattern called piano and a pattern called bass. And if we go here to the channel rack, we will only have the notes in the bass in this pattern and in the piano here, so it's more organized. So let's listen. And it's just like that. We have now a simple hip-hop track or hip-hop loop that we can now take to the next level, or just rap over it, and that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and in the next one we are going to talk about working with virtual instruments a little bit more, and creating more melodies, and doing more mixing and more complex stuff with virtual instruments and the piano roll and more instruments. So that's it.
So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, you know what to do. Also subscribe to our channel and activate the notifications so that you know when we update or upload new videos. And also check out dailybeats.pt and our free sample packs and our free VST. And that's it, guys. See you next time.